Hey everyone, welcome to another video, and today I got my top 15 fragrances for winter of 2022 into 23. So I got 15 because I would normally do a top 10, but 15 because there's some I can't leave out, and this is a true list. This is a list that I know what I'm going to be reaching for. Now, I could have easily made this a top 20 or even top 30, because there are some other fragrances that I tend to go for a little bit more in the winter time, but these 15 are 100%ers. These I know I'm going to reach for during the winter, and they're going to get some heavier use, as the other ones there'll be occasional uses. Like, I've missed out my signature scent out of this because it's something I use a couple of times a week all year round, so I've not included that. And there's a few others that I just reach for once or twice in winter. So there is a lot more that could go on a list. I could have maybe top 15 lists, but these I know, looking at myself and being true to myself, these 15 are ones I know I'm going to reach for. So there's a mix of both niche and designer on here. There's expensive, there's cheap, there's a mix of everything, and there's some things in here you won't see on any other channels. It's, you know, I like to try and be a little different in what I wear. I don't like to be the same as everybody else. There is some in here, of course there is, but for the most part, yeah, about half of this is reasonably unique. You don't often see it on other people's channels anymore, certainly anymore at least. I'm not going to talk about them too much, don't make the video too long. Paco Rabanne Victory. This one, yes, it does start with that sort of sweet, what you call it, sort of grapefruity sort of vibe when you first spray it. That soon goes away and starts drying down to like a smoky vanilla. So the dry down is what's I like about this one, and I've probably got about half of this left. Doesn't have great legs, no performance, but I know I'm going to get through a little bit of this this winter. So next up, I've been using a bit of this already. Not ideal for winter outdoors, but I've been using this indoors and getting through a fair bit of this, as you'll see. So next up, Chanel Allure Homme. More sort of I would say autumn or spring, but we'll be using a fair bit of this. I tend to put some of this on for work. It's got a nice work vibe to it, you know, looking alluring, yet I don't know, the older juice I wouldn't have probably used for work. This newer juice isn't quite as good, so I tend to use it for other things than what I used to use it for. That'll be used up a fair bit, and once I use that one up, I'm not going to buy another one. It's just not as good as it used to be. Still good, but it's not as good as it used to be. Okay, next, this one, Bergeron Pour Homme, and this is the Eau de Parfum version. The Eau de Toilette I do have, and it's getting low, and it's not really a winter scent. 3 seasons out of 4 in the winter, because it's citrus heavy, it doesn't really perform too well. But this one, I haven't tried this one in the winter yet, but this one is a bit heavier, mainly lemon, and like a lemon verbena kind of vibe to it, so almost like a slightly woody lemon kind of smell. Or very typically old school lemon kind of smell to it. Yeah, Bergeron Pour Homme Eau de Parfum will get some use this year. Next is a discontinued scent. Versace Versus, and this is the Time for Energy. Now you think Time for Energy, that's got to be like a citrusy kind of scent, and it is, but it's a bloody strong one. It pairs with a bit of star anise and some woods, and it really makes it quite a strong scent for a citrusy, freshy. It's mainly that like star anise that comes through and sticks to the skin. So nice freshy, sort of semi-freshy for the winter time. I wouldn't say it's expensive when you find it, but it certainly isn't its release price. But you'd be very lucky to find one of those now. I found somebody on eBay was literally selling it for next to nothing. I don't know if they didn't know what they got, so I purchased it, and I've never seen one since. So next, Guerlain. Oh, this one, Guerlain. Oh, this is my third bottle, maybe. Guerlain Eau de Parfum. Now I know some people have had problems with this one on their skin. It just doesn't perform well. It's never been a real big performer. It's not a banger, you know, it doesn't fill a room or anything like a Yopom. But some people had purchased this and told me it doesn't work on their skin very well, and it can't really smell much. I had that with my first bottle I had until I got about a third the way down, and it opened up. So maybe try that, but I can understand, because it isn't a big pronouncer, you know. It does on my skin. It's not bad. It does project, and I have got compliments with it quite a few times with this scent. But real nice sort of fresh minty scent with a bit of a boozy side to it. You don't smell anything particularly boozy. It doesn't smell like alcohol or anything like that, but you get this boozy vibe to it. But predominantly strong in the sort of mint and herbals sort of thing coming off it. Real nice, and it's got a bit of sweetness to it as well. That sweetness isn't sweet like modern fragrances. The sweetness in here, I don't know, it just blends so well. I think it helps with its performance, at least on me. So real nice, that one, for some. Right. Next, another Guerlain actually. This one is, again, similar sort of vibe to Bogeron Pour Homme Eau de Parfum, where it's this one's like a lemon with lemon verbena. It's darker, which darkens it up. The strength goes up a bit woody, a little spicy. This one as well, compared to the other one. And this one, Coriolan, from Guerlain. This what have I got? 50ml here. Yeah, 50ml. Use it a bit, as you can see. Old school. Oh, again, old school citrus. So if you like things like Bogeron Pour Homme Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, maybe things like Yves Saint Laurent's Pour Homme, and there's others that just got this old school citrus smell. You'll know if you've smelt a lot of old school citruses what I mean. It smells like those. is how I describe it. And I'm going to enjoy it because I know this one, it seems that it's got a fair few naturals in it, especially the citruses and that. I've seen people get down about 2/3 and then say it's gone off. So I don't want to keep it too long and then get down 2/3 or so and it go off. I want to use it. I've paid for it, I want to use it. I didn't pay much for it. Again, another one of these deals where I managed to find a good price for it. I don't think somebody knew what they had. This one is called He by Gemporia. It's a UK gem seller, so little gems in there, you can see them. This one is a copy of Spice Bomb, and oh, it's a bloody good one. It smells better than Spice Bomb, today's Spice Bomb. When Spice Bomb first released, I had a bottle of its first ever release, and that's what this smells like. It's darker, it's richer, it's sweet, it's that cinnamon. Oh, it's like a dark, rich cinnamon bun, if you will. That's what it smells like. It's beautiful. This one next is one from Penhaligon's, and it's Penhaligon's from the Portraits series, and it is Lord George. This one is lovely. Oh, you smell quality. As soon as you smell it, it's like, oh, there's got to be quality ingredients in this. and the bloody is so for the price. Again, I had this something like £75 and it's full. Somebody just didn't like it, and these are what, £200. So I had a cracking deal on it, and it smells like if you mixed a bit of a smooth cinnamon with a posh shaving cream and a little bit of booze, then that's what this is. So beautiful stuff, really is beautiful, really classy stuff. And I'm glad I got that at the price. Did somebody selling that because he said he had a leaky spray on the top, and I got it for like £75. As soon as I got down a couple of mils, it stopped. So maybe the pressure was up there and it was leaking a little. It's never leaked since I used it, so got myself a good deal on that one. Next, nice citrus and patchouli based scent, and this one all year round. This Sidrat Brassois or whatever, from Mancera. Anybody getting it knows this is it's a slightly sweet citrus, not a natural citrus, but a sweet citrus mixed with like a woods and patchouli, and the patchouli in this comes across a little chocolatey. So that's how it comes, and I got loads of compliments with this. This is my second bottle. I got about halfway down my first bottle. I sold it to somebody. Then I recently repurchased this, and you can see I've been using this, getting down this. And I've used this for work, and a couple of the ladies, I said, "Oh, you smell really good today." What's that? And so it's always been this. It projects really, really well on my skin. That's why I think. But they seem to love that one. So I'll definitely be keep using a bit more. Won this a couple of days ago and really enjoyed it. It's a scent memory for me. Yopom. I wish I could get hold of a bottle of the old juice, but it's rare, and people who have got it don't want to sell it, so it's very rare you find them. But Yopom, it's just a modern juice. It doesn't last as long or project as well as the old stuff, nowhere near. It still lasts all day and projects pretty well. But it's not the beast it once was. So Yopom, scent memory for me, and in the winter I tend to grow free a little bit more than I do normal. This next one is a Rochos Moustache. This is the EDP version. The little 50ml here, I think it is, or 60, no, 75ml. That's right, because they come in 125ml, don't they, for the bigger one. Real nice, this one. Again, this one a resinous amber vanilla, little bit of like an incensey vibe, but more of just a very resinous, sticky vanilla amber, overwashed to slightly with like this orangey vibe. Certainly after the first couple of hours, that orange tends to die off a little bit. But it is over washed with this orange. I mean, this has gone way up in price. I used to get like 100ml for something like £35. Now you're going to pay like more, 80, because it's popular. People are snapping it up. But when it first released, it dropped down in price real low, and you could pick up the 100ml for what you can pick up the 50ml now. But the price shot up. So none of this is in order either, by the way. I'm just grabbing bottles. So next is the new version, unfortunately, but this one, Serge Luton's Shergi. It's still relatively dark juice, but nothing like it was. It's almost black, the old juice was. Real nice, it's still nice today, but it's lost its thickness and its richness. It still smells like Shergi, absolutely. They've done a good reformulation job, but it's lost its, like I say, its thickness and richness. But you get a nice vanilla dry down, but before then you get like the hay and other bits and pieces, a woody hay kind of smell with a backbone of like a vanilla. But then it does, on its ultimate dry down, you just smell like a vanilla kind of base to it. Real nice though, and definitely I'm using a little bit more of that in the winter. Oh, this next one, my favourite vanilla ever as yet. I haven't tried some of the Girl Hands, Double Vanille and a few others, but this one, for the price I got it for, but that it goes for, is a different matter. 24 gold, 100 mils. I got this for something like £25, I think it was. Again, I don't think the seller knew what they got, because this was new and sealed, and you try and find new and sealed now for 24 gold or £25. It don't happen. But my God, is it the... Oh, my daughter smelt this and she said, that is sexy, that is a sexy vanilla. And I was like, because she don't usually use words like that, she's a bit shy in that sense. And I was like, oh God. So it took her back, you know. My favourite vanilla. It's got a more of a, it's vanilla heavy, very vanilla heavy, but it's got a sort of a woodiness, almost a kind of oud like smell when you first put it on. That dies down and you're left with this just like a slightly woody, just slightly woody, but overly vanilla-y scent. Oh dear my God, best vanilla as yet. And I've had, it isn't my only first bottle. When this was popular back in the day, like 10 years ago, or whenever it was when it came out, I was around doing videos. I deleted my channel about halfway through, about 5-6 years later, and then started up again. Yeah, we had bottles of this, and yeah, I loved it even then. I think I bought two 50ml bottles back in the day, and I finished them. And then a few years ago, I thought, well, about a year ago, I thought, well, I'll look for one, and I managed to find this at a price that the person didn't know what they had. So, I purchased that. Next is Lapidus Porum by Ted Lapidus. You know, the fragrance that has every note in it ever made in existence. Oh, and blended to perfection. It's one of those that's like a cheapie, but a masterpiece cheapie. Yes, it doesn't smell luxurious in the sense of all the notes do smell like synthetic. I wouldn't say cheap in the way of synthetic, but you can tell that the whole fragrance comes off like synthetic. However, the way it comes off is quite unique. It smells good, you know. It does smell good, even though it comes off smelling cheaper. I don't want to, it's a strange word. You can tell that the fragrance that you're smelling is a cheaper fragrance. It's synthetic, but it still smells good, if you know what I mean. It still smells like a masterpiece, you know. It's very well done. It's strong as well, you know. It's very strong stuff, even today's stuff. Not as strong as it used to be, but bloody still strong. Still lasts and projects really well. And a darker fragrance, it's got everything in it. So I'll be using a bit more of that. Okay, I don't know how you say this. I think it's Bra Mystique. Bois Mystique, I think it is, from Guerlain. I've got a tester. When you see it like this in this this form of the B bottle, it's a tester, and you'll see on the front. It's got the notes. It's got Cedar Atlas, Note Cure, Queer, and Myrrh. So it's got cedar, leather, and myrrh. And yeah, that's what you get. Look at the colour of that juice. Oh yes, that is beautiful looking juice. The bottles, lovely. I love these B bottles. I'm Guerlain, shame they don't do them. Oh, but you got to like myrrh. It is more myrrh heavy than anything else, but it is, like it says, cedar, leather, and myrrh. In order, I would say myrrh, then the leather, then the cedar, and it's what comes off. So it's a myrrh heavy with a leathery sort of base and a little bit woody, and it's cedar. That's how it comes off on my skin anyway. And yeah, real nice stuff, definitely worth. Well, I'll be wearing a little bit more of that as time goes on. And last, we're getting nearly 25 minutes here. Last is it's a dark yet green fragrance, which is quite hard to do. Green fragrances tend to come off sort of in medium or light, but this one really comes down quite a dark scent. This one is Santas de Cartier, and this is the concentrate version. I don't know if you'll see it on there. Yeah, maybe not. It is the concentrate version. The concentrate version is still an eau de toilette, so I'm assuming the concentrate version means it's darkened up from the original. I've never smelt the original one. That's the normal one, but this one, boy, it's strong. Very herbal and green. So there's lots of green notes in here, lots of herbal notes in here. But I don't know what's darkening it up. But when you put it on, it's very, very dark and almost sinister smelling scent, but still very green and herbal. I like it. Didn't like it at first. It's grown on me, and I do enjoy it now. But I only really use it for when it gets colder, because it doesn't really suit any other time of the year, not to me at least. But really gonna pull this out now for the winter, and I'll be using this a little bit now. And breathe. So that is it for today's video, and all the fragrances that you've seen are going to be used a little bit more throughout the winter. Let me know in the comment section below any of these that I've shown you today, what you would reach for in winter, or any that you haven't tried, you have tried, you've got, you don't, you like, you don't like, whatever the comment may be. Leave in the comment section, I'll answer if I can. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it as always. Leave me a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. It would really help me out. And hopefully I will see you again soon on the next one.